Yo, so the opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and the future Bachelor podcast only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity or anything like that. This fun podcast, though, may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor Podcast.
It's that time to talk about Bachelor stuff on our show! Haha, yes, this is the show that provides all the Bachelor drama you've been missing in the off season. But before we get to talking to Bachelor, YouTube, you know what it is. Go ahead, subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time we drop new Bachelor content, just like this. And if you just did, huge shout out to you. Ooh, wee! Air horns for you. V, what it do? What do we got for some Bachelor news?
So, all right.
It's been I've been away, but I've been seeing a lot of talk around Bachelor Nation.
We're going to start with some, I would say, I guess, sad news first. So, Michelle and Nayte are officially broken up, called off the engagement. So Neil Lane gets his ring back, which, good. I hate his rings. They're ugly. What I want to know.
Well, before we talk about that, I saw this. I mean, did we not all see this coming? Like, I mean,
I think we all,
they look like complete opposites for each other, to be honest.
I think, all of us were like, feels iffy that she went with him at the end, and then
she was just like, I feel like infatuated with him. Or
more stuff came out about like Joe with some like alleged misconduct, things like that.
What do you mean?
Well, remember, like we talked about it on this show where like Joe, that's his name, Joe, right? That was her runner-up. He like had like some case from when he was in college of like the sexual.
I don't know if that was.
Did you just heart?
I didn't mean to. I was just trying to make the thing go away. But yeah. I mean, it's so funny how you forget about like a season ago or something like that. You're just like, who? Yeah, I think it was Joe actually. But yeah. So I mean, and she was about to, didn't she quit her teaching job and all that stuff
She just quit her teaching job. And Nayte was supposed to be moving to Minnesota for her. And, he even made like big saying like stuff like months ago being like, yeah, it's in the works. And then we haven't seen that happening. And they were gifted, like, wasn't it like $20,000 or something like that?
No, they were gifted like, I think like $200,000.
Was it like $200,000?
Yeah, I think it was like even more. I think like they were.
I think it was like, I know it started with the two.
I thought it was like $250,000. That's what I thought.
I thought, yeah, it started with the two is all I remember. But I want to know, do they get to keep that money? Because
probably not. I would say
not,
probably
but like
not.
that feels,
There
like
probably was like if you guys move in and stay together for 5 years. 5 years.
I don't know, because like for the rings, if you stay together for a year, you get to keep the ring.
A ring is different from a house, though.
I guess so. But yeah, so I guess, they made some statements on Instagram and they're going their separate ways. Like, they're heavy, their hearts are heavy. Like the relationship was very real for them. Blah, blah, blah. Like she wants to continue seeing him succeed. Like they'll always appreciate the adventure, support growth, blah, blah, blah. They've experienced together.
We really want to know like the nitty gritty, the stuff that comes out like a month or two from now.
Yeah, we'll find out more. Like, because like Nayte's statement said, like, however, as we grow and learn, we realize that somebody that you hold dear to your heart isn't somebody that you're meant to spend the rest of your life with. So like, what was missing? What was missing?
Did he even have a job?
I think so. He lived in Austin. I think he did like, I don't know, some sort of shit. Who's to say?
Whatever. Well, I hope, she's not too heartbroken. Speaking of breakups though, what else we got?
So Katie, Thurston, and John, who, was one of her contestants on her show that she started dating after her and Blake broke up, they just broke up too. Like they also posted, like, because people were being like, ooh, are they not together anymore, blah, blah, blah. And she posted stuff to her story being all like, statement, no, we aren't together. That's all she wrote. And then And then John posted something that was like, I love being able to share special moments with you, all the funny ones, the happy ones, the outrageous, embarrassing, and heartfelt ones. But I don't know if it will ever get easier to share the sad ones. As Katie stated earlier, we're no longer dating. Yeah, that's all she stated. The decision was not made lightly, and it was obviously not an easy one to make. I appreciate every one of you that has supported us through this journey. We could not and would not be here without you. What a difference in statements. Hilarious, honestly.
Do you have any, do you know why it would be like that? Why she's so short and he's like so,
I feel like that's sort of like part of her brand, you know? She's like very much.
He obviously broke up with her.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. And like maybe he's trying to cover his ass by doing like the very like, you know, wholesome, well thought out post, being all like, don't make me the villain in this situation. Right. Like blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, we've been through it all together. But I mean, I also didn't see them. I mean, it seemed like a really random connection all of a sudden that they got together.
He was a rebound.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think their relationship lasted maybe like a month or two longer than her 6 months. Yeah. Their relationship was 8 months. Her relationship with her winner from her season, Blake, who was technically a runner-up, not her first choice, was like 6 months.
Why can none of these people just be single for a while? You know what I'm saying?
I know. So hopefully, I mean, I feel like I hope Michelle, you know, doesn't hop in anything. And even though Joe's like around, because he lives in Minneapolis or Minnesota.
Yeah, I think Joe's moved on though.
I would hope so.
Or he's just trying not to be in the spotlight like that. Like he's trying to be known for like positive stuff and
right.
But yeah, anyways, speaking of breakups again,
So Tayshia and Zac have been broken up for a while, as we all know.
Yep.
And Tayshia's out here living her best life. She's doing the do. She's staying booked and busy and banging. She's looking good. And because she's who she is, she's posting some cute little bikini pics and things, as is her right. And, you know, she was getting some haters commenting on a recent bikini pic of hers, being all like, you know, remember when you dated Zac Clark and like you weren't constantly posting selfies and your boobs and stuff on the internet, like blah blah blah, no one cares, like you're still a girl from a reality show who was with a guy who cheated on you, like, or whatever, which I'm like, I don't even know if that's completely true, but maybe it is. And Zac came in the comments to attack this hater, being all like, you know, one of the problems of social media gives you the power, like, of your voice behind a keyboard, you know, kind of deal. You know, you see this or that, and you can make up whatever thoughts you wanna about somebody, and you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about, kind of deal. You know, being mean for no reason isn't a thing. Like, it's so much easier to be kind, blah, blah, blah. And he pretty much was all like, Tayshia, F the noise and, like, keep doing you. Keep doing your thing, girl.
Yeah.
And way to go. That's the kind of behavior we love to see.
All right. We're going around with applause. But do you give validity to these Instagram haters in the comments? Like, do you think, I mean, I don't know. Like, to me, I
think it's good that Tayshia didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I think Zac can come if because his name was, like, mentioned at. So I think if he wanted to come and, like, kind of, like, half, you know, if he felt the need to say something, that's his battle to fight, I guess. But I think it's good that Tayshia wasn't in there being all like, you don't even know me. I think it's better. I almost think it's better that, like, Zac was all like, whatever. F you, you don't know us, you don't know our situation. And, like,
I think, you know, that just kind of shows his maturity and his age, you know, because other people might just let it slide. It's like, you know, you break up with someone, you're like, all right, well, go on.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. So, good for him. Tayshia is, like, beautiful and talented. You know, she's just getting going. Like, I feel like, you know, in a couple years, we're going to be seeing her on things and stuff like that, and people won't even remember that she was from The Bachelorette. I mean,
I
she's
feel
in a
like
perfect position actually because like her season was like she came in mid-season of someone else's season, so it's like if anyone can kind of hide in Bachelor Nation, it might be her. Also, you know, not only is she like coming off of a breakup and just living her best life, but she's coming off of a breakup with Bachelor Nation. You know, I mean, she's not really involved with the podcast anymore. She's not involved in the franchise, so
Nope.
you know, this is, I think, just her being out there and being happy and saying life goes on after The Bachelor. You don't have to be one of these Bachelor Nation, you know, people.
Bronies.
Yeah. So, good for her. And, you know, yeah, I'm going to be on the side to keep posting those bikini pics. So
Yeah, I mean, she'd be looking good. And I feel like, yeah, she's definitely following more in the footsteps of like a Rachel Lindsay and or even I feel like with a dash of like JoJo Fletcher, where they're just like thriving, doing their thing out there, like, you know, living their life. Like unattached.
Sure, but I also
from
think she's doing her own thing. Like I wouldn't even
I
compare
agree.
her to like a Rachel Lindsay. Rachel Lindsay's on some other stuff. Like I feel like she's doing like the media and
which is what Rachel Lindsay did too.
Well, I'm just saying she's more of like I feel like she gets into conversations that I think Tayshia probably would stay out of. You know,
yeah.
She's more outspoken about like, you know, different topics than it looks like Tayshia's like looking more like a Ryan Seacrest as opposed to, you know,
which I feel like makes sense, like from their different backgrounds. I mean, Rachel Lindsay was a lawyer.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
she's gonna be like that kind of person. That's why, like I said, with a dash of JoJo, because I feel like she does more of like JoJo is like hosting like, you know, different like shows around flipping houses, stuff like that and whatever. And I feel like, you know, she made her own lane, not connected with the franchise anymore. And Tayshia's like, I'm gonna make my own lane. Not connected with the franchise. Yes,
well,
did it help me
I also
get
think
here?
it's a little different with like with JoJo because she is like connected to the franchise. Like because she's in her relationship that from the show, she's like she's got all the support and backing of whatever she wants from not only doing her own thing but also from the franchise because she's playing nice with them, and you know, so that's I just think like it's good for her for going out there and chasing her dreams. What else we got for Bachelor Nation news?
Well, so Bachelor in Paradise, I'm trying to avoid as many like spoilers.
It's really hard because it's like we have nothing to watch right now. It's like I just want to get...
I'm avoiding the spoilers mostly. But I will say like who we know is like as of right now could be coming to the beach, because also we don't even know, because there's plenty of times that we even heard of last season where there's people who were brought down and like they either don't get brought onto the beach until later in the season or sometimes not even at all. So
I mean, have you been hearing how they're... I mean, before that we get into... Well, I guess we're talking Bachelor in Paradise, but have you heard about the format change they're trying to kind of do? Like where they're going to like split couples up and put them in different locations and then introduce new people, and kind of like, is it like Love Island that does that, where like you have your couple and then you go away from your couple and then you have like a choice of staying with your original couple? Or
I think that might be Love Island. I don't watch. I should.
So
watch
I
Love
feel
Island.
like it's going to be a little different this time around, which no matter what, I think is going to be interesting, whether I know what's going on or not. But it seems like they're really trying new things with the show. Obviously, they have to. The format is just like dumb, you know what I'm saying? Like there has to be more to it as opposed to the traditional stuff.
Yeah, I mean, just because there's so much access before, like
also
in
just
earlier,
life is not traditional anymore.
well,
It's
yeah,
like,
in earlier seasons there was less like crossover of folks between seasons. You know what I mean? It's people weren't connecting, weren't going to like these influencer events, weren't doing like the whole Bachelor Nation like network thing wasn't as popular. Yes, they knew of each other, and like I think mostly it was like most like leads kind of like had their little pockets of network of like other leads, but I feel like there wasn't as much of a network of like contestants as there has been in the past.
And now
5 years.
I see that they're trying to introduce kind of like what they did with Bachelor in Paradise Canada, introduce other international Bachelor in Paradise contestants that we haven't even seen in the States yet. So we're probably going to see people we don't even know show up on the beach, you know? So,
yeah, which is like what I feel like they did with, you know, Winter Games was their first foray and
I love the Bachelor Winter Games. They should do more of that stuff.
I think that was fun because at least it was definitely more about like competitions and doing fun things, but also like, you know,
yeah, it was like a challenge for the Bachelor Nation. You know, it was cool. What were you gonna say here about these rumors though?
But a couple of, you know, probably second faves from the past couple of Bachelorette seasons, Michael A. from Katie's season and Rodney from Michelle's season are supposedly being seen in Mexico.
Nice.
So
I'm
they
hearing
definitely,
my girl Victoria Fuller's out there too.
So hopefully, you know, there's going to be some fan faves. I know there's going to be some drama with some villains, some past villains. But we'll have to see.
Gotta love it. And close us out with Bachelor Nation news.
Yeah, so Bachelorette season might also have a little bit of a different format for some of it, which is Nick Viall and his podcast Viall Files, and also like there's been other sites like some sort of cruise tracking sites and things like this that have led to people believing this, but Nick kind of confirmed it, but we don't know timeline exactly. But Rachel and Gabby will be spending part of their season on a cruise ship, which feels tacky to me. It feels sweet life on deck to me. It feels a little like we blew our budget on boring ass Clayton, so for us to make our way to a couple of different places, it was easier for us to just have a cruise that could hit those different spots instead of having separate flights, separate stays.
I mean, I have a little different. I think the season was going to be different anyways. I don't mind it. It's saying that he's saying it's going to have more of like a Bachelor in Paradise feel to it, which I'm here for. Like, you know, if you're making
But how? Because it's just like two
because
leads?
there's just gonna be more people in the mix. It's not just one couple going on dates like, you know, all the time. It's gonna be like mixed matching of contestants going on dates with two different leads, you know.
True.
So yeah, I mean, I just think it's going to bring a lot more drama. I think as opposed to just being in a house, they can still get that like what's it called, that environment where it's like enclosed on a cruise ship. Like you can't really go anywhere. Like
you can't.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those things I think is just going to make it interesting, give it maybe a little bit more tropical vibe. All I'm saying is out of all these shows, Bachelor in Paradise is my favorite. And if they're leaning more towards that type of stuff for this new iteration of Bachelorette, I'm here for it.
I wonder where this cruise will be, and I wonder how long they'll be on it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm guessing more like Mediterranean European cruise.
I'm guessing this will be what they do for all their trips. Instead of taking them like all over the place, like you said, they're going to be like, you know, guys,
now
we're getting out of the house, we're going on a
like
cruise,
whatever.
And then they'll probably do like hometowns or something like that.
Yeah,
you know. So
I don't know. I've never been on a cruise. I don't really feel like I'm a cruise girly.
I haven't either, but I hear a lot of wonderful things about cruises. Everyone loves them. My mom and my stepdad go on cruises.
My mom hates cruises.
Really?
Yeah, my mom hates cruises. The only cruise she ever liked was when they did a Mediterranean cruise, like around Italy and Greece, which makes sense. Which I feel like that would be the only kind of cruise I'd like. But I've also heard good things about like an Antarctica/Alaskan cruise.
And those cruises have like everything on them now, so it's just like, you know, if you don't want to go, it's just like all there on that boat. So I think it'll be interesting. I'm excited about it. It's not like I'm hearing this stuff and being like, oh man, they're messing it up. Like, no, they're doing something.
I don't know. It still feels a little tacky to me, but we'll have to see
calling it the Bachelorettes is kind of like a little tacky to me. You know what I'm saying? But they're already going down.
I mean, there's two of them. What else can you call it?
Well, exactly. But I'm just saying, like, it's the whole idea is like kind of like loose at this moment. So you might as well lean into something a little different. That's all. But yeah, what do you guys think about this stuff? Have you been hearing about Bachelor in Paradise rumors or rumors about the upcoming season of Bachelorette? How many weeks we got left?
Like, where are we at? Probably like, I'm like counting.
3? We got 3 weeks left. 2 weeks until 4th of July.
2, 3, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let us know in the comments what your rumors you're hearing. Let us know about, you know, if you thought Nayte and Michelle were a good couple. Did you see Katie and John breaking up, obviously. What do you think of Zac standing up for Tayshia? I'm starting to drool because I can't feel the right side of my mouth. But guys, that's Bachelor stuff this week. I hope you guys, come back next week with some more stuff. We got, I don't know if can be any more drama, but I feel like it's coming. And and then we're just counting down our weeks until Bachelorette starts. So I'm pretty excited. Bachelor stuff. That's all we got.
Future Bachelor Podcast.